I think.
Yeah, because I keep going out of frame then.
Right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Sorry.
Welcome to we have to just move ourselves across there.
There we go.
Welcome to Chinwag number 236. This is our weekly chat. Hopefully, you can let us know if everything looks and sounds okay. Most of the time, it's Rebecca's fault because she speaks softly, like she's all soft-spoken. In real life, she's not. So, do you want to say some things?
No, I'm offended.
Why are you offended?
I'm not loud. Not that loud, anyway.
No, but you can, just have to go all super quiet because then it messes with the mic, and I've got to have people complain about you being quiet, me being loud. You just need to up the volume a bit.
Yeah, but I'm not as loud as you are.
No, you're not.
You're quite loud.
You know what?
Start as we mean to go on,
let's say a few hellos. We've got a couple of people in the chat, which is lovely. We've got Rich by name, not by nature. We've got the legend. We've got Barry Francis, and we've got Tommy Bernhard podcast. Still waiting for the latest episode. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in Pleasant Valley. Fix it for reselling Lee. We often see Lee.
Yeah, we do.
In the car boots. Yeah. Speaking of which, this weekend looks like it could be.
It's going to be a nice weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Leah, she should hear at the car boot. Exactly. She's just a fraud. She comes on here.
I'm not
speaks
that
all
loud.
Soft. Yeah, but you could just speak up,
Yeah, whatever.
Just making it feel awkward now. The Bills and Moon, hi. Speaking of which, guys, like the weather this weekend, it's going to be good, isn't it? I think this is one of those.
It looks like it's going to be good anyway.
This could be the defining car boot weekend, couldn't it? This could be it. Like during the season when people talk about what's the big game, what is it? It is looking bleached out. That is very true. It is looking bleached out, actually. Let me just adjust some stuff. Oh, see, people always have something to tell me about, which is good.
Well, we should have noticed it because we can see it on screen.
Yeah,
so.
Do you know what? I think I might.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
That's a bit better, and also I can adjust the. There you go. I've a bit darker now.
There you go. That's a bit
Is that a bit better? I've dropped the f-stop down a little bit there, Barry. Let me know how that is, Barry. By the way, I do appreciate it when you're telling me. I know I say, people,
I know he moans, but
I do appreciate it. Yeah, we want it to look decent-ish. Yeah. So when people talk about like sports seasons and things, don't they? And they talk about like how this is like the big weekend. Car boot wise, this feels like this could be the big weekend. I mean, do you not feel that way? I mean,
I'm gonna look forward to going to some car boots. Yeah.
Like this week, you don't feel like that, do you? Like
no, but I think it's different for you because you actually source, whereas I go and have a walk around and then maybe pick up a few bits if I fancy it.
I think that's something quite interesting to talk about, even though we're both obviously reselling stuff and Beck does a lot of listing online. When it comes to physical sourcing at the car boot, you don't do it. You just don't. You choose not to do it.
I do it sometimes if I see something and I'm like. But I said like previously, I said, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. But I don't like haggle the price. Someone tells me a price, I just go, yeah, okay. So that's more why I don't source really, because I don't think I'm going to get the best price, whereas you will. So.
Yeah, but you could always do it, but it's just not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not gonna.
But like for me, from my perspective, so Beck's going to be going just to saunter around, look for stuff for the house, and chill out.
Yeah.
And she's great company. I love, as much as we like have our little banter, we do love each other's company.
Yeah,
and I do love when Beck comes with me to the car boot, even though
he's normally shouting at me to hurry up.
Yeah, I'm always hurrying her up though. Yeah, I do. I have to. I literally have to push because she takes. You can tell she's out there just for a casual look because she doesn't do any of the basics. Like she's not keen. Like last week, I think we went with Beck and my daughter, and they were both complaining about how I did the car boot. They were complaining at how I do it all wrong because what was she?
Yeah. So basically, we never walk down a full aisle. So we kind of bounce from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Okay, and then halfway down the aisle, he skips through to the next aisle.
Yep, that's true.
And then he'll come back again, and
Yep.
you know, we're never walking down like a full
No,
length of
because
an
you don't
aisle.
do that. No, you
Yeah.
don't. No, you go.
Yeah, you don't.
You go.
You don't.
And no, you don't. Not if you're looking for stock. You don't, because you've got to be there. You know, you've got to be like. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I can appreciate Rebecca and my daughter's like kind of issues with my methodology when it comes to the car boot, but honestly, you have to be there at, like, in my humble experience, to get some stuff. You got to be there at certain point. And I know that's irritating because it can sometimes mean dotting around, like, I feel like a pin, like a pinball machine ball.
Yeah.
Like, because wherever the newest cars are, I'm just going ding, 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 ding between them constantly, whilst they're slowly, painfully bringing things out, and you're just ding, 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 ding between them. That's how you have to do it. Well, that's how I have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I find that works in terms of, you know, finding stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, when Beck and, you know, like, Zara are going for a little nice stroll, it's irritating for them, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's irritating for you, but you understand.
Well, it's all right because me and Zara,
Like, you understand
me and
that.
Zara end up going out.
But like tomorrow, you'll understand though, won't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when I do it, you don't like.
Oh no, I'm fine.
You complain a tiny bit, like you'll be like.
No, I'm actually okay with
good?
it. I think Zara, like, she's the one that really.
I see,
It
blame
irritates Zara.
Yeah, it
like,
really
anything.
irritates her. Yeah. But anything I do irritates Zara, if I'm honest. So, but yeah, it's been really like it's one of those things where I think like it's just how I function at the car boot. It's always like, I remember even down south, like we used to go to a car boot that's no longer in existence, I believe, called Pease Pottage Car Boot down south.
We used to as well.
Somewhere near Gatwick it was, and they used to make you queue up. And you used to queue up like a good hour, or some people started queuing like an hour, 40 minutes before they'd let you in. And that was to allow the sellers to set everything up. And honest to God, the amount of times I got some amazing pickups because I didn't start at the front. Like, all the dealers were bombing it down to the last aisle that was just still setting up, because that's where you just... It's that chances. It's about putting yourself in those, situations. And I remember the amount of times like people just be bringing. I mean, back then it was Dreamcast and GameCube for days. Do you know what I mean? It was like, it was different. But I remember that, and that's how we used to do things.
Yeah.
So it's the way it is.
Yeah.
But that's really looking forward to it. It's going to be game day week. It's like the Super Bowl of car boots this weekend, because the weather is going to be just perfect. Like, I know we're expecting like a big jump in temperatures Monday, Tuesday. I think it's going to hit like 35 apparently.
Hot
that's
Monday,
like
Tuesday.
That's way too hot, isn't it? That's like that's like no one's going to do much moving around in that.
But we're
heat.
going to be at the shop on both those days, so hopefully.
But we don't know what it's going to be like.
Well,
we're going to be chilling.
We should be able
working.
to get the windows open at the back. The door, the front door in the
I
shop will be open.
How many people. I don't think loads of people.
I don't think loads of people will be out, if I'm honest.
Because of the heat. Yeah.
But
this weekend, tomorrow is like 19 degrees, and like I think it's like 24 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Sunday's quite a big jump, but those are like just Gucci temperatures for car booting, in my opinion. So we're really looking forward to it. Let's go back into the chat and see a few people of what they've said and stuff.
what they said and stuff.
Yeah, what they've said and stuff. Silver Manny says hello. Movie Chats Big Steve says evening all. Hi Movie Chats Big Steve, thanks for popping in. Pleasant Valley says had to work last Friday and the Friday before. I got invited to join a live stream to chat on another channel. That's super cool, Will.
Yeah.
But always happy to have you in the chat though. Tac Toys with Film says I missed the updates from the shop. The thing is, just to quickly touch on that, the shop updates are something that we want to do, we would love to do, but we're going to have to just plan in a bit better. Since upping our workload, I mean, like, you guys have to remember that this is like the second or third time we're trying the whole let's work together and let's make it work, full time together, right?
Yeah.
Second or
but
third time, is it?
It's all. It
Yeah.
can always change.
It can
That's
still
the
always
thing.
change. What, are you still?
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
with anything,
Yeah.
we're always open to it
Yeah.
changing. Like, because if it's not working for whatever reason, then we do.
How would you even say that?
We had a few arguments this week.
One argument. Okay. Who does? Yeah. But like, we want to do the shop updates. Do you want to go? We had an argument, like
I
one.
don't really want to talk about it, but we
you
did
just
have an
mentioned
argument
it, didn't you?
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad one.
Yeah. I
Like,
went home.
She just left me at the
I
shop.
left him in the shop.
Just left. Went. Yeah. So yeah, words were had.
Yeah, words were had. And
then
yeah,
she left.
we just had enough.
But I think that.
But you know, that's it. You know, we're still
What do you
trying.
have to say about that?
I feel like we're still trying to work together, and like we
really
always
want
do
this.
this.
Thing is, we really want. I think this time we really, really want this to work so badly. Like the last couple of times, I look back and I think, were there things we could have done? And I think yes. And like
Yeah.
definitely I think there were I don't think we weren't in the same spot we are now in terms of the amount of plates we have spinning, as it were.
No.
You know, we've now got more plates spinning. What does that mean? We've got more things going on now than we did.
Yeah.
You
We're
know.
trying to get
Yeah.
things in place as well.
Yeah. So the video updates are something we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to do TikTok and daily Instagram and Facebook, and we've dropped off of that recently just because of upping our workload in the shop.
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse.
And with eBay as well.
That's just down to poor planning.
Yeah, it is.
That's what that is.
We're still trying to work everything
Yeah.
out, if we're honest. We're still trying to make sure that we're still having, you know, time when we get home and we can chill out. And then we're trying to do like the whole, you know, make sure it's working, and we're working like when we get to the shop, for the moment we get to the shop to the moment we finish, there's no like parts of the day where it's like slows down and we're like not really doing anything, because I think we did quite a lot of that previously.
Previously we had a lot of dead time, dead productivity. Considering there's two bodies, the amount of work done last time just simply wasn't good enough.
Yeah, if we run out of stock to list, it wasn't like
Yeah.
Zaheer was going to go like straight out and start sourcing.
And
and
also,
things like
I think
that.
like we relied too much on the kind of good times of the year. So, for example, this week we've definitely seen our shop kick back into life in a big way, and that's, you know, we could easily become complacent and just rely on that.
Yeah.
But we are very aware this is only going to be until the summer lasts.
Yeah.
When the summer holidays finish, that will finish.
The kids break up from school next week.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of them have broken
like
up.
Zara broke up like 2 weeks ago, but she's at college. So,
yeah.
but the schools around us break next week. I
And-
think next week
yeah.
Thursday.
I
So
think
we're gonna have a lot of.
we're
footfall
probably
'cause of
gonna have a
that.
good amount of sales now, I think, until like September. But I think that's what we're not like counting on that anymore. We're putting the graft in. We want to be busy for like the full working day. Both Beck and I need to be working for full 8 hours a day, because at the end of the day, when you go and work a job, the reason why you get a steady paycheck is because every time you go in, you have to do 8 hours of work. Like, you know, if you're a bus driver or something, you have to go and work and drive your bus for 8 hours. You can't just like go in there and drive it 4 hours and then scroll on YouTube for 2 hours, have a lunch for it. You can't do that. And I think when you work for yourself, it's so easy to do that. Even in the shop, it would be so easy for us to just be like, we've got the shop door, the doors are open, what else can we do, right? And we can just when we did that, we've done that in the past.
I'm really bad for being on my phone.
The worst.
I've got to be
just
honest.
the worst.
I'm really
so irritating.
Really terrible.
Just really irritating.
And the thing
Can I
is,
just say how irritating
I know
it is?
it's so irritating because he comes into the room and he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Nothing," and I put my phone down and he goes, "Yeah." But like when I'm on the shop floor, like I normally have it in my back pocket or I stick it in the drawer in the till, because then I know, like, if it's not in front of me, I'm not really bothered about it. like I don't look at it that much.
And she doesn't look at anything of
I
use.
don't. I just
Like
scroll.
it's not even like she's trying to look up good prices from our wholesalers
No, I
or
just
any deals.
scroll.
Just literally scrolling. And I think like we've been guilty of like not putting in. We have to put in 8 hours each of solid work.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're gonna make this work.
One thing I will say is like we don't really take a lunch break.
Yeah.
Either. Like we will quite literally sit down and have our lunch, and it's like 5 or however long we are, because we'll have a coffee or something, and then we'll get back to work like pretty instantly. We don't really take much.
We're just like super determined
like
this time, aren't we? Like this time we're like we want to push hard. Just want to say, also Chris Tyler says free ice creams at Z Shop. No, they're not, Chris Tyler. We don't sell ice cream. That looks better after Z dropped the F1. Wow, we're miles behind. Yes, the F stop has come down, and that's why the picture is a bit better. Santa Claus says hello from the North Pole. Welcome, Santa. Bank holidays are best for car boots, says Bills and Moon. I think the weather can be, but I think the weather is important. On the other hand, sellers might stay away because it will be too hot. I don't think so, because I think the weather's just right this weekend. Yes, during the week it's going to be too hot. We're going to sell at the boot sale this weekend, says Movie Chats. And good evening, says JR. He's like a greyhound running from... Yeah, I'm not a lean greyhound, but I'm quick between the stools.
You are pretty quick.
Z pouring on the charm while critiquing Beck's car boot sourcing skills. She has no car boot sourcing
none.
skills.
I have none.
She has none. Team Pinball, says JR. Susie is in the chat. In it, flip it. Thank you for popping in. I just leave Nicola and find her an hour later.
I mean, we could do that.
We can do that, but I'm not. Yeah. Barry says you're a dad, Z. You're meant to irritate your kids. That's your job. I'm really good at that. I bought a clarinet at the car boot last weekend and can't find what I did with it, says Builds them in. John YLM, thank you for popping in. You guys actually work very well together. You complement each other. And Tommy says, all this time you guys haven't figured out the secret. Beck does all the actual work. Zaheer plays on YouTube and buys too much inventory. Perfect mix. You know what, Tommy? I've actually got some really good deals lined up as well, haven't I? I think I've got a couple of really good, I just need to make the phone call type deals, and I'm on purposely just holding off whilst we're getting our stuff in order.
Our stuff together.
The shop's starting to look a bit crazy in the back again.
We need to have a bit of a tidy up, and I'll tell you what, you don't want to see the mess, right? So he got this little device thing today, right? He picked it up.
It was a Seiko Theosaurus. You know that one that sells for 120 quid, the ER 6700.
No, there's something wrong with the screen.
Yeah,
isn't there?
So I decided to open it up
right before closing, so 5 to 5. Zaheer decides out back he's going to open this thing up and see if he can fix it. 5 minutes to go, right? And I just went, okay. And then 2 minutes into it, all the little buttons are all over the floor.
It's just all over the place. And I'm like,
all over the floor. And I was just like, you really had to do that now, didn't you? And he was like, annoyingly, yes.
Look who's in the chat. Ryan. Hey Ryan, how are you, man?
Ryan.
Good to hear from you. It's been ages.
Yeah.
How many gifts did to tell us what the argument was about?
It was about work.
Okay.
It was
it was quite a mundane argument. Yeah.
It really was.
One of the other things we wanted to talk to you guys about
which
is
it actually leads on quite well.
Yeah, it's a nice little segue.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to be doing the market stall on Thursdays as well.
Yeah.
And we just basically finished. We'd had a really busy day in the shop.
Yeah.
It was busy at the market. We both worked in the market, and we just brought everything back into the shop. And the argument happened because I wanted to talk to Beck about ways of improving what we had done, because it was a real pain to unload because our stall is not outside our shop.
Yeah.
And carrying the 3 meter by 3 meter gazebo, the water weights.
It was very heavy.
I had to do
it?
pretty much all of that, because Beck's only little, bless her.
Yeah.
But it was not a good way of doing it. It's much easier to have the car near you. And I wanted to just talk to her about how we could improve that, because that was a real bad way to end the day, because what was happening is we were ending up having to shut the shop during the day for little
actually
bits
do,
to
like, the trips up and down,
So,
which is not a
yeah.
good thing, because then we're kind of shutting the shop to help the market stall, but
Yeah.
then the market stall, the market stall was always manned,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So that was a good thing. But when we needed to move the stock, that was the issue, because the shop ended up being shut.
Anyway, a couple of strong conversations happened about that.
Yeah,
And
mainly because I didn't want to have that conversation.
She didn't want to have
right
that
now.
conversation.
I was like, "Come on, let's just."
She gets in the
sort
mood
this
and she goes,
out.
"I don't want to talk about it now." She
Yeah,
does like
I
the
did.
hand at me. She does.
No,
She does
I
the
did.
hand.
I
She
did.
does
I
the
don't
hand.
do the hand.
You do the hand.
I
You don't
don't
even know you're doing it.
I don't do the hand.
She does the hand. You
I'm
know,
sorry.
like whole. Like don't
I
talk to me like that.
do
She does that. Seriously, she does it without even knowing.
Don't,
You
man.
do that.
So
You
don't.
like it goes like this. It goes just like that. That's look like, and that really pisses me off. So basically, it gets to the point where we're just we're making each other angry.
We were winding each other up. And that's why I went.
At that moment,
that's why I went home, because I was like,
feel-
look, we're butting heads here.
Yeah, because
And I was
when
like,
we
no,
get like
let's
that,
go. Let's
it
stop
feels
this.
like neither of us cares about how mad we're making the other.
No, we just keep going.
And
so.
it's horrible, because you're just making each other mad, and you're like, oh, and you don't even care. And it's like, it just makes.
I got an angry text as well
Yeah.
from him when I was walking
Which she
home.
obviously doesn't read. Cause
I didn't
the
read
only
it.
time she doesn't look at a frigging phone is to look at. She never looks at messages. It's so annoying. I called
Do you know
her at
I
the
on
market
purposely
store.
ignore you?
Oh, of course you do. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. You watch all your nonsense. But, oh, it's so annoying. So yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that was the
That
argument.
was there.
But
pretty
anyway, the
much.
market still was actually pretty good overall.
But on the yeah,
But
on the other.
we've got some improvements to make. We've
Yeah,
got to have that
we-
conversation, by the way.
Well, no. I've had it with myself. I'm making. That's it.
No,
It's done.
we've got to have
No,
the conversation
no.
together.
It's
You can't
done.
have the conversation.
I've had the
on your-
conversation.
Why in your head?
It's done. I fixed the
Oh,
issue.
What was the issue?
Well, the issue
And
was.
how did you fix it?
Okay. Well, the issue was right. It's just a waste of time and energy to lug 4 heavy water things,
no,
the
I completely
gazebo,
agree.
all of that stuff. There's just way too much waste of energy. So simply, I'm just going to make sure that we're going to pack up like all the other stalls do. We've got the car parked in the car park. So when it comes time to packing up, I'm just going to bring the car around and load all the heavy stuff
Put it
into
back
the
in the
car,
car park.
and then drive it down to the shop, even though it's literally only a few whatever,
Yeah, but-
because it's going to be all at once.
Yeah.
And then we can just
I
quickly
suppose
stop
at that
outside. Yeah,
time,
you can just
'cause
stop
we've
outside
got
for a
space
second.
outside the shop
yeah,
at that point,
exactly.
haven't we? Because that guy would have gone.
Exactly, and,
Yeah.
and then straight, and then I'll just drive around back. So yeah,
Smart. Well
Yeah,
done.
I just-
Okay,
yeah, didn't-
I like that.
didn't need your input.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
good.
so I figured it out.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
come up with that for yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, it happens, guys. But we still love each other.
Yeah.
So it's just that's what it was about anyway. Let's see what else.
Yeah,
What
so-
else people are saying. Okay. Little tip that works for me, says JR, which might work for some people, is I delete YouTube and Instagram while I'm working and reinstall in an evening. It's worked for me, and a nice little trick. That's drastic, but yes.
that's actually quite a good move, because
Yeah.
my worst ones are Instagram and Facebook. Actually, like YouTube, I pretty much stay off of.
And weirdly, I've become so good, haven't I?
Yeah.
I don't even.
The only thing with
Yeah.
Facebook is like, obviously we do like our Facebook page, but then
Yeah, but
again,
I
I
don't
can do
find
that
that,
from
yeah.
the computer anyway.
And I don't
couldn't
find that.
so-
Oh, yeah, but I tend to do like the posts, and
Yeah.
I've become so good. I think it's because I've started to see Facebook and Instagram so much solely as
It's the pigeon.
of course,
It's
yeah.
a pigeon.
like
This is right.
Alf. Every freaking
He's
week.
had all the excitement today, right? He's had Sainsbury's delivery guy today, hasn't he?
Alf, just give it a rest.
Pigeons on the roof.
Just give it a rest. Alf, stop it.
He got really excited when my daughter come in from work today. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
He's got it all going
he's
on.
got it all going.
He
yeah,
really
yeah.
has.
Yeah, I mean that's a good trick. That's a good trick. But I think
I think that's really.
we
I think
see
I might
social
actually try
media
that.
like I mean
I think
only
I
see
need
it-
to do
You
that.
might need to, because I
Yeah, I think I
literally
do.
see Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as a tool to literally as a tool for work. I will admit TikTok can get you now and then, but again, I'm pretty controlled with that as well. I tend to just literally do my post and leave it. But I think it's because my relationship with social media has changed a lot over the years. Like I used to be heavily involved in Facebook groups and messenger chats and everything. Now I just find that stuff toxic in general. So I limit my exposure to it massively. I just don't. It's just a personal thing. And when I say toxic, I don't mean necessarily that the things that are there are toxic. I think in combination with my personality, it creates a toxic. Yeah. So it's more like kind of like the reason why I've banned myself from gambling sites. They're not toxic in themselves, but with me on them, they're bad. You know. So I like because you have to recognize what you're like, right? So that the market stalls are definitely going to happen. We've now got like a little plan.
Yeah. You've come up with the plan.
With the plan.
So I think it'll work.
It'll work. It'll work. So yeah, that's something else we're adding on. But then that also adds. That's the kind of thing that adds pressure because you think, oh, that's good material for content for videos on YouTube and TikTok and whatever. But when you're just in the moment and you're like, you are just keeping busy, it's so easy to. Like it feels like too much interference with your workflow. I think that's the problem. We've been doing a lot of our work when we get into work. It's like you get working, don't you? And you don't want to be interrupted. No. Like we've got enough interruptions with the shop. The shop is a massive interruption.
Oh, it really is. The thing is, you can be in the middle of like listing and like, say if Zaheer's popped out to go and have a look at the charity shops or whatever. You can be in the middle of a listing and then someone walks through the door and then you have to kind of immediately stop what you're doing, see to the customer and, you know, make sure they're all happy and stuff like that. And then you go back to the computer and you're just like, what on earth was I doing again? So it's like getting back into it. That's always like difficult to kind of do like the whole stop and start.
And just to remember where you're at.
Particularly when you're doing the listing,
What is it? Pleasant Valley says scrolling. Well, Z, at least she hasn't spent thousands of hours dying on Fortnite. That's good, right? Oh gosh. What else are people saying? Strong conversation. We all know what that means, says Susie. The hand, is that code for a slap? No, it's not code for a slap. You always need a leader, Z. Sorry, says Rich by name, not by name. No, it's yeah, she's in charge. We really know that. They're gonna fight now. Bex can't storm off home now because they're already there. Exactly. Oh, hold on. Oh god. Oh god. I don't even know. Is it not working?
I don't. Oh, it's coming up on the screen.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds, and everyone's favourite sound.
It might have worked, I don't know. Yes, it did work.
Sorry, we haven't got the sound on our side, so we can't hear
that's
that.
very popular. The Louis Theroux rap. Thank you, Tommy, for the $5. Really appreciate it. And love the message as well. Money don't jiggle jiggle, it falls. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love how humble Z is. You can hardly tell how hard he's patting himself on the back for staying on schedule and avoiding schedule. That's how you say those words, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else are people saying? You guys are great, still laughing and having fun after all these years. Oh, thank you, Pleasant Valley. Susie says, I took Instagram off my home screen. Amazing how well it worked, as long as you turn off notifications.
Yeah, I don't have notifications on those things anyway.
Notifications
is
the
they
killer,
annoy me on my phone.
Do they?
Like, I only have very few things notifying me, and it's like things that I kind of feel like
real praise here. Santa says, anyone else notice the tiny bit of white hair in Zaheer's fabulous beard? I think you could make a fine Santa someday. And that's coming from the ultimate Santa. That's a real.
Yeah. You're happy now, aren't you?
Oh. That came out naturally. I didn't even think. You know, it must be within me.
It must be.
This must be within me. Thank you. Leah Z, did you actually get back to your car, open your boot, and sell anything last Sunday? See, that's a really good question as well, Lee, because actually, something we wanted to talk about.
It was, yeah.
Going forward, so these are all things we've figured out. We keep on figuring things out. It seems to be like a running topic with us, doesn't it?
We're only just figuring this out. No, we're still figuring a lot of stuff out. No, I'm good, thank you.
It's yeah. I really would love to sell it at the car boot, but I honestly feel that going forward, we're only ever going to sell at the car boot when we just have some junk to clear.
Yeah.
I think
And
I think that's it.
It's becoming a bit of a issue to try and sell at the car boot and have the shop as well.
Not because
we're doing.
I just want to clarify why we said that though. Not
Yeah.
because you can't sell good value stuff at the car
No.
boot. We've been to the car boot with retail priced stuff before, and we've actually managed to sell stuff.
Yeah.
We've sold NECA figures for like £30. We've sold, we've done well at a car boot with retail new in box stock, and we actually charge good
Yep.
prices. People will pay, like especially like the regular customers that are going out for the Sunday stroll, they will pay. And if you've got a good deal, even the dealers will buy some stuff off you if you've got a good enough price for them, obviously. And it's not a price thing. You can do well with that stuff. It's more of a focus thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a focus thing.
When you add it in with the rest of our day.
Yeah, because it's like one of us has to be at the shop.
Yeah.
Because we've only got like the one car now, so it's not like I can go to the car boot, help him out on the stall, let him have a, sourcing around the car boot, and then I can get off to the shop afterwards. We can't do that. That's not an option, because that was one of the things that we kind of, we sold my car when we stopped needing two cars, because we were always together, weren't we?
We're down to one car.
So we are down to one car, which we both do drive. It might be something that we need to address, sooner or later. I don't know, but I don't think we will. I think we're working quite well out of with one car. I don't think we really need to go down the route of getting a second one, but yeah, my point was I can't go to the car boot and help you out with the store while you go and have a look around and then go to the shop. But we open Saturday and Sunday in the shop, so it's not, unless we go, we're not going to open on a Sunday, or we're not going to,
No, we have to open Saturday.
But
Sunday,
we have to, because they're becoming now better. Well, the Sunday's starting to become a really, really good day, because people have actually started realising that we are open.
And they come out to shop.
And they actually come out to shop. So.
Yeah, and so it's like a focus thing, because we have to think about going to the shop after the car boot. So it makes the day that much longer. Whoever's left in the shop is left there for longer. But also, because if you're out sourcing in the morning, you're also missing prime selling time.
Yeah.
I did get back to my Carly and I did open it. I did sell a few things, but there were things that would have instantly sold at the kind of beginning of the car boot that didn't sell. And not because they were bad or badly priced or anything. It was just because at that time by the time I started, I think I didn't get to the car till 9:30, 9:45 or something. The buzz is gone. It's chilled out people, and those aren't necessarily the ones looking for the kinds of items you're selling. I think the kind of electricals, etc. Honestly, it feels like you just lose out on a lot of prime kind of selling time, in my opinion. So I think going forward, we're just going to be using it as a sourcing thing, and plus it just means you can just work. Plus the other thing is, it messes with how much time we've both got in the shop, and especially when we're trying to list 15 items, build a draft, buying all that stuff, and then staying at the car boot till 1 PM means whoever has done the car boot, which is going to be me, means I'd only have 4 hours in the shop. And one thing we are kind of strict about is when we finish work, we do want to finish work and enjoy our evening.
We try not to bring work home.
So the plus side of working, because it doesn't sound like a lot of fun, does it? Work solidly for 8 hours each day. But if we both work so if we do a collective 16 hours of solid graft, then why shouldn't we finish at 5 and then enjoy our evening? Because we've done a solid day's work, productive solid day's work. And a lot of that, the majority of that has to be to do with listing, because listing is the number one thing, isn't it? And it's if I'm at the car boot, till 1 o'clock, selling a couple bits here and there, it's just not, it's not right. We kind of thought about it, worked it out, and just doesn't seem right to me. I think
No.
the market is different because the market is really good advertising. Plus, you can price much higher. You can basically charge the shop price at the market. At the market, people aren't expecting like bargains like they are at a car boot. So it's a completely different kettle of fish. I'm just going to jump off and takeaway has arrived, says JR. See you on the battlefields this weekend. Also, I'll do the hand gesture as a new F saying hello. Have a brilliant evening. You too, JR. And Tommy's got a great way of motivating. Just pin your electric bill, mortgage and car payment to your work area. Perfect motivation. You know what? That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah,
if you had
that is a good idea.
all the rent and the bills and everything up there.
Up there.
I know you
Yeah.
probably said that tongue in cheek, but that's actually a really good idea. Figuring things out, lifelong process indeed. Don't let Z add the oil or you'll be down to no car.
To be fair, when you need the oil checked, whenever we go on long journeys, you just take it to the garage now, don't you? Well, not
Pretty
to check
much.
it, but just to make sure it's good for a journey.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Shell's World has popped in. Shelley, thank you for popping in, Shelley. Buying the seed, planting the seed, growing the seed. It's just, you have to kind of think of these things though. You really do. And I know it's like it is a constant. It's a constant thing, really. It really is. It is. Getting on to some other stuff. Let's talk about. We've talked about quite a few bits actually. We're going to talk about our week in terms of ourselves. We're not going to show graphs or anything, so sorry about that. But we have had our best week so far on both in the shop and on eBay. Obviously, part of that is down to we've had some really big ticket sales this week as well, which have been nice.
We have.
And it's just been one of those situations where we're just trying to keep that momentum going. So we want to just share with you guys.
He who thinks Santa enters through the chimney. Santa enters through the heart. Charles W. Howard, 1937.
I missed it.
Yeah, I think we missed
but
it.
But thank you for the $20, Santa. That is like overly generous. Really appreciate it. Who thinks Santa enters through the chimney? Santa enters through the heart. Charles W. Howard. That's actually quite sweet.
That is quite sweet.
That is mega generous, Santa.
Yes,
Santa. I really do appreciate it. Very kind of you. And what else? Let's see. We were going to talk about our sales. So share with you a couple of the sales we've had.
Yes.
What Mandy says, Tommy, how do you know I do that? Lol, Mandy smart move. You know what? It's a great idea.
It's
it
a
really
really
is.
good idea.
Imagine if, because one thing that has helped us has been writing down on the whiteboard exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it would be so motivating to have our big, like our house rent, shop rent, and then the electricity, the you work out our fuel bill for the month, our petrol bill. God, all of that. Imagine. We pay out. You know what? Everyone pays out so much every month just for the basic functions, right? Yeah. That is. You know what, Tommy? That is just. Yeah, I like that a lot. I do like that a lot. Yeah. I'll be honest. I like that a lot.
I think it's a really good. Good idea.
But yeah, so like I said, good sales on eBay, good sales in the shop. Can't grumble. Let's show you some things that have sold, shall we? Yes. Why not? Let's do that. Full screen YouTube. That's not it. That's it. That's the one we need.
There we go.
All right, and bow. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're all little now. Look. Hey. See?
Does the wave help show how small we are?
Yeah, because they might not see us. Hey.
Down here.
Right. We could go through some bits and pieces that I've picked up and have been selling, and you know what? I know it sounds so duh, and like people like Mandy and Tommy have been talking about this constantly. Oh, Tracy says you just need your meat pie bill. Tracy, lovely. You know what? I'm so happy to see both you guys in the chat. Now I just want to see you guys live again. If you go live, I'll happily come on and have a little chat. You know, I miss you guys, man. Yeah. There's no one like them. There's no one like what they do. You know, I love it. Just, you know. Hopefully they'll come back. And the thing is, what happened. It was like Robbie, you know, Bobby, like it's Bobby, isn't it? Not Robbie, Bobby. You know, the chicken all the way. Like his drive-throughs became thing of legend.
I know.
Like he'd sit there like whatever time ordering. Oh, just genius entertainment. Okay. Could be motivating or paralyzing depending on mood for me, says Shell. That's also a good point,
that's a
Shell.
good point, yeah.
But I think, Shell, that is something to work on. Like, because if you feel like that, and I've been there as well, where certain things can like demotivate you rather than inspire you.
It still happens to me.
Yeah. But I think that's something you can. It's something you can really punch out of yourself. It's hard, but it's because it's a perspective thing, isn't it? It's like it's kind of like like you decide what kind of day you're gonna have when you wake up. Is the glass half empty, glass half full? All that kind of shenanigan. It's all it's mental shenanigans, isn't it? Really, because you decide what perspective you take on that. Because you're right. If you take the wrong perspective on the on certain days, you're gonna just feel. That will just smack you in the face. On other days, it'll kick you up the arse. And what you want is for it to kick you up the arse, not smack you in the face, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. But yeah, really good point. Shell's World, that is the motto of the Harvard of Santa Claus schools in Midland, Michigan. Wow. Lol, Krillin just blistering poor and debate. Yeah. Yeah, giving them such a hard time with his such specific orders. Like, it's genius. It was genius. Right, let's get to some pickups. Share some sales. Right, first sale. This was a car boot pickup, I believe, for like £2. And it's a Sanyo GR62 personal cassette recorder. Personal cassette recorders are really good to pick up. They're becoming harder and harder to pick up as time goes on. There used to be a time where these were really frequent. For example, this year, I don't think I've seen any Sony Walkmans or any Panasonic Walkmans. So these are just only going to become more and more difficult to get hold of. So when you do see them, definitely pick them up. The good thing is most people don't tend to overvalue these. Like most people tend to sell these quite cheap. But also a lot of the times the tape belts are going to be gone or they will perish soon enough.
Or they've had batteries in the back of them.
Yeah, so things to keep an eye on. But it was a nice quick sell, sold within a couple of days of listing, sold for $29.99. Next item, so this is obviously our biggest sale of the week. I just wanted to just get it out of the way, really. Can't believe it still, really. I got an N64 with some games for 25 quid. One of the games was this game here, Mario Party 3. Even in the condition that mine is in, and you can see there's a tear on that insert there. The insert's not in the best condition. The cartridge was in great condition. The manual was good, but it did have some wear at the top and bottom. And like as you can see, the cart was great. The cart was in really good condition. The label was nice and clean. The box was not in the best of condition. It had like a little tear there. And then like the flaps there were all a bit janky. Flaps are never a good thing. So bearing that in mind, it still achieved full asking. It actually sold while I was at the car boot as well, I think, which is really nice. 300 quid. So yeah, really, really happy with that sale. Next sale. This was actually one of my favorites as well. I know it's not a huge amount of money. I actually sent an offer out on this for a £5 because it was just going by large letter. But what this is a little button thing that fits on top of your Kenwood Chef mixers. So if you get a broken Kenwood Chef, just that thing, and the people that have achieved $7.99, $6.99. I was just sending offers out. I was just like, kind of intrigued to see, really, like, so I sent an offer out for a £5. I was like, I'll post that large letter. It like literally is nothing, no effort. I've got large letter envelopes, and it sold for a £5, and I've got positive feedback for it.
I was going to say they actually left positive feedback as well. So.
Royal blue extractor cover, juice extractor cover. So really happy with that little sale. I know it's not a lot, but really, really happy with it. Next item.
It's a lens.
It's a lens, yes.
It's a Canon one.
I think I paid a tenner for the camera and the lens.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I don't know because you. Yeah, I think so. I'm guessing it came on a camera.
We actually got rid of the camera at. Well, I think I might. No, I haven't. Did I get rid of the camera?
I don't I don't know if we still got the camera actually.
I can't remember. Yeah. We've sold the camera as well, but I tend to pick up these little cameras if they've got like okay lenses on them. I did pay a tenner.
Did you take the camera to
car boot? No, I took one. I sold one of them at the car boot, but not this. I don't think I've sold this one at the car boot yet.
Oh, okay.
But like not the body that this came in. This came with like a Canon EOS a 35mm film body. Now Canon cameras, the old film cameras, most of them are, like don't hold a great deal of value at all. You're looking at like a tenner for the camera body. It's not really a great purchase. So if you see a camera body alone, do your research on the model number to see whether it's worth buying. Most of the time they're not. This lens, however, was attached to a pretty worthless camera. I paid a tenner knowing that the camera is not really worth anything. But these are going to be a nice quick flip, and again within a couple of days, Canon EF 35 to 80mm lens, and it sold for £35. So I'm really chuffed with that one as well. What else are people saying in the old chat? Mental shenanigans get me too often, says Shell. Change can be hard sometimes, but can be necessary. Sometimes tough days can lead to better ones if you work through it. Very true. Nice sell, thank you, Will. I like change PvP, but summer slowdown always destroys me. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is hard when you're going through a slowdown. I mean, we went through like a really bad slowdown, didn't we?
Yeah,
really.
Santa Claus says, "Wow, that seems really cheap for the lens." Yeah, it's not. This lens is like this would have been like a kit lens. It's like a plasticky lens. It's not. You can tell some things that will tell you whether a lens is at higher quality or not is the build. So often there'll be like metal around the mount. This is all plastic. This was like the cheap kit lens. With,
like, the camera.
Yeah. So there's an abundance of these out there. So I was quite happy to spend a tenner to sell it for 35 within. But like I said, it's within a couple of days of listing. It doesn't. These things don't hang around. So that's going to be like the theme of this. So yes, camera lenses can be a lot, but not this one. Next item, Bratz dolls. We did really well on a lot of Bratz dolls that we paid £1 each for. I think we paid there were 9 dolls in total, so I think it was £9 for the whole lot. And we've sold some of them for really good money, like 60 quid and stuff like that. This is one of the cheaper ones. With Bratz, if you find these dolls, I really do recommend that you take your time to go onto the Bratz Wikipedia page. There's like a Bratz Wiki fan page, and they will have a lot of the information you need to identify your doll, identify the outfit, so you can check how complete or incomplete it is. I did that with these, and it's been worth it. This doll sold for $22.99, so really happy with that one. Moving on, action figure sale. Do you remember this one? Did you talk about this one? Yeah.
This one actually we were doing a toy fair.
Yeah.
And you always go and have a little wander around at
Watch
a toy
your hand
fair.
because you knocked it and it peaked.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You always like going and having a wander around at the toy fair. So and this was actually purchased from a stall like a couple stalls
next to
down.
it, yeah.
Is it two stalls down or something like that? There was I think there was one in between us actually.
Yeah. So how much did I pay?
£15.
She remembers.
£15 for this.
I did.
And we picked up a few figures like this, and they're like really quite gory looking.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're really good. They're like really, really good.
Two of them are Clive Barker figures. Clive Barker is the mind behind Hellraiser and Pinhead, the Cenobites. He's written plenty of books and all that kind of stuff, weird, gruesome stuff. So a couple of them were Clive Barker ones. And the other two were these McFarlane's monsters, and it's like McFarlane's take on classic monsters. So this is meant to be Frankenstein, but if you look at him, he's not like any Frankenstein you'll have ever seen. He is really something special. Look at the detail on him. He's got like the scythe attached to his arm, like the skull kind of melded into his body. He's got like a cage on the back of him, and in the cage is like a little skeleton corpse thing. Really gruesome.
I think you can just about make that out actually.
Quite a gruesome little figure, right? Really detailed. Now we, like I said, paid 15. This was one of the better condition ones I picked up. The others had yellowing on the bubble, which is quite standard, but this sold for a whopping 60 quid. So 15 into 60. This took about 2-3 weeks to sell, I think.
Yeah.
But still a pretty good sell.
And we put stuff like this in the shop as well.
Yeah, this stuff's in the shop as well.
This goes on display in the shop, and it's one of the things that we do like about the, doing like the toy fairs and stuff like that, is like being able to get stuff that will go in the shop, on eBay, on our website. Across the
Ali H says, glad to see you guys back, finally caught it live, thanks for popping in, appreciate it. I missed the fine details on the lens, thanks Z, says Santa Claus. Yeah, no worries Santa, it's just like there's certain things that it will instantly tell you about value. Prime lenses tend to fetch better value than a lot of zoom lenses. The lower the F number on the lens gives you an idea as well. So if you find a lens which is f 1.4, 1.8 or even 1.2, you can be looking at some seriously good money, because that means it's a fast lens and the aperture can open really wide and it's great for low light. So those are the things to look out for. But other than that, if you see something that says Canon EF, that's like a really popular mount, or Canon EFS, those are popular mounts, and there'll always be some value to the lenses depending on which ones. And Nate Dog is in the chat. Z sounding clear and confident, punching out happy vibes. Thank you, Nate Dog. Appreciate it. The late Nate Dog. Whenever I see that name, though, it just reminds me of. Do you remember Ludacris area codes? Is it because I like my hands and face? Hands and face. Yeah. With it. Yeah. Oh, I love that. So, is it because I like my gangster talk? Gangster talk.
Not now.
Is it because I like my hands? Whatever it is, they love me and just won't let me be. I do my bit. Man, they just won't let him be.
No, they won't.
Bless him.
No,
let's
go back to.
Oh, what a legend Nate Dogg was, man. Sorry, it's happy memories.
Yeah.
That song, we had so much fun with that song.
Oh, we did. Certainly did.
So much fun. Bit of a sidetrack there. Uncle Albert says, my kids loved the Spawn toys by McFarlane when they were young. Yeah, they made a range of toys. The Spawn stuff was very popular, but this stuff is really, really good too. And they're super detailed. Next item, this was a car boot sale pickup. This was a £5 pickup from the car boot, and it's basically a Globetrotter XL. It's like a Volvo cab with a freezer truck. I paid a £5 for, it was both pieces. Now the box that it came with was really kind of manky, not the best condition. It was torn and horrible. I'd still use the box to ship with, but I just took some photos. As you can see, they are Thermo King, quite a lot of detail underneath. So this is a good way of telling how good a die-cast model is as well. A little bit of detail there. They don't skimp on these little bits of detail. The way the cab tilts forward as well. So yeah, really nice little thing actually. And that was a £5 pickup and sold for 40. If it had been a better brand, because this was just like an official Volvo thing, if you went to a Volvo showroom, you might see this in one of their displays, in their own branded stuff. It's not high end. There are high end die-cast trucks which easily go into the hundreds, so worth figuring out what their names are, the brands that we're talking about, and doing a bit of research on them, because if you come across them, could be some good money. Well worth looking out for. I've also just seen Rummage Around has popped in. Thank you for popping in, Kieran. Appreciate it. Next item, a little bit of retro goodness for you. This is a faulty. I mean, this thing was literally about to get tipped, and I was able to rescue it just before it was about to be gotten rid of. It's a vintage Mac Quadra 610. Well, that's what it says. The model number is actually different. The model number's on the back. It's then M2113. So this computer I got for honestly peanuts, part of a lot. And this is you can see the case has a bit of yellowing, but it's kind of that beige cream anyway that a lot of computers were. This is from 1994. You can see all the sockets. Sold it as spares or repair. There was no hard drive. And I just said there may be other bits missing. And I got an offer of 70 quid. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to like say no, am I? Like 70 quid. So yar, do you know what I mean? Like, look at just took plenty of photos, photos of the backside, photos of the top, photos of the front, photos of the innards, and yeah, really, really happy with that sale for 70 quid for a broken one. I can only imagine what these go for when they're like fully refurbed and fixed, but we'll see. How could anyone part with that cool truck for a mere £5? You know what, Uncle Albert, some people just don't, they, you know, like, they're just not bothered, are they? They're just like, yeah, whatever, I just want rid. Now, this next item, guys, this is one of my favorite pickups of the week, and I'll explain to you why. Let me explain to you why. Actually, I can prepare this a little bit better. Now, the reason why this is one of my favorite pickups is because, do you wanna just set the scene a little bit, or not really?
Because
it was a twofer.
It was, so basically there was like this
house clearance people, and you wanted, like, you picked up like a box thing. A box thing. What she means by a box thing is a game.
Yeah,
like
a game.
Old
a
vintage.
Really vintage toy game. It was like you shoot little cars off and they go on a ramp or something. I don't know. It was a toy, okay? It was a toy. You just need to know it's a toy. And this actually, like this kind of doll was like dismantled in said box, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, let me just so I bought this. So this is Ricochet Racers.
Car thing. Yeah.
Now this thing I paid a £5 for. I saw the box. I was like, how much is that? I saw straight away it had. I saw straight away the box had that distinctive Palitoy branding. So anytime anything says Palitoy, it can be worth some money. It had Palitoy branding, and I was like, how much? And he said a £5. For £5, I picked it up. Now this gun is broken, and it's got most of the pieces with it that it needs, but the gun itself is broken. So I was like, still whatever. Now this hasn't sold. This has not sold. This is what I'm asking for it with best offer, 80 quid plus shipping. That is what I'm asking for it. Now the reason why this sale is so good is because I paid £5 for this, and inside, like Rebecca said, was ruin the next. Was this guy.
Who's this guy?
Now this guy.
And he's all brokey.
He's all brokey. His head, his torso, his arms, his lower torso, his legs, none of them are connected because the rubber that would have held them together had perished.
Yeah.
And he came with his little uniform. Now the uniform itself, there you can see his little head there, his little head. You can see that he just needs putting back together. His uniform, unfortunately, has had a bit of damage. The poppers have torn through the top, one side of his jacket. He came with his trousers and he came with his boots, right? So really nice little thing. I thought, oh, it's just in the box, let me just research it. Turns out this is a real good item. The Ricochet Racers, I think at 80 quid, I'll be lucky to get something like 80 quid, I reckon.
Yeah, we're probably...
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably too high. We're probably going to take a lot of offers, probably going to drop the price on it. But still, I think I'll make good profit from 5 quid because some people just sell some people on this for a £5 sell these little cars. You see these little kind of these little metal cars here? These are little metal cars. Sell those in pairs for like I don't know, 15, 20 quid. So I think we'll be okay on that profit wise. But this thing, I found out its value. I listed it for £80 in that condition, and I got an offer for 60 or 70. I think it was. I think it was 60. I'm not sure. 60, might have been 60. Might have been 70. But it's gone, and I was like, wow, a twofer. I love when you get that. So I paid a £5 just looking at that game, but this really was a nice little cherry on top. I love it when you find random bits in things and then you find out that they're worth actually probably more than the original thing that you bought. So I was really happy with that one as well. And then finally, I did show you this by accident, but this is a Cambridge Audio DVD player. Now, I got this really cheap. I actually got this and the matching amp for £2.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought it was going to work because they sold it for me for £2.
Yeah, I don't think they thought it was going to work.
Yeah, like £2, couple of quid.
Yeah, they just
take
went,
it. They just wanted to get rid of. Now, normally I'm not that excited about Cambridge Audio. Cambridge Audio is not high end. I'm going to keep on teaching people that Sony, Bose, Cambridge Audio, Technics, these are not high end brands. Don't think that they are. Just because you think they are doesn't make them so. They're not high end brands. They're like just regular Joe Schmo brands. They're not elite brands, okay? Annoys me when people think like, oh god, I got, when I'm like, people know I'm into hi-fi and they're like, oh, I've got a Technics for you. What do you think I'm going to do, like cartwheels or something,
Oh man, you're just a big meanie.
I'm just a meanie. Yeah. But anyway, the reason why I bought this is because it's a DVD, not because it's a DVD player, but because you should always be looking out for something called Super Audio CD. I can't get a close enough photo for you guys, but
it does say
it says that first logo there next to the DVD logo. It's SACD, Super Audio CD, Super Audio CD players and Super Audio CD discs. Yeah, Marantz is not high end, Lee. Again, not Marantz, not TIAC. No, they're not. See, they're trying to wind me up. I'm guessing there, Richard.
Good evening, Shazad.
Yeah, it's not. Hey Shazad, how are you?
Said hello yet.
You can't say Marantz. Don't say Harman Kardon. None of that nonsense. It's not high end. Okay, they're made to sound high. Like they try to make them sound high end, not high end. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there. Super Audio CD. Super Audio CD is. I'm not saying they're not bad. They make good sound, but they're not high end brands. I'm talking about they're not like. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not. Kind of like Marks and Spencer's clothes are nice. This shirt is nice. Yeah, but it's not. This is not Dolce & Gabbana. This is not Chanel. Or you know what? Actually, people that are into haute couture would also mock me for thinking that Dolce & Gabbana's high end. Do you know what I mean? Like real true fashionistas would probably be like, that moron, he said Dolce & Gabbana. You know what I mean? Because they know the true brands. They know like the, I don't know, Alexander McQueen. I don't even know if that's high end, if I'm honest. Alexander McQueen or Tom Ford or something. I don't know.
Why are you talking about fashion?
I don't know
nothing about it.
Exactly. You don't talk about it. That's not high end, okay? Jeez.
You're gonna chill now. Anyway, you were in the middle of explaining like the
Super Audio CD. Super Audio CD is good. It's worth looking out for. People like it. People like the format. It's like people. It was like a little fad really, but people like it, and they sold for £40 plus shipping. So now I can just relax. I can relax now. Here we go. Matt, Techmoan is always talking about Super Audio CD. Yeah, they're just higher resolution discs, and then like some of them are multi-channel. And Bad Biscuit is in the chat. Thanks for popping in, Lex.
Hi,
Appreciate it. I always look for vintage electronics. That's where the money can be getting harder to find. I look for 70s. Emerson is a king, says Tommy. Tell us the secret, Z. What's high end? Quasar rules. Question: what's the best flavor for chicken? Ooh, we've had some good tasting chicken recently. We've had some really good tasting chicken. Some good seasoned chicken, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough question. That's like a really tough question.
That is a tough question because you can season chicken like so many different ways.
Yeah. We've had some good chicken recently, actually. I mean, what is good chicken, man? We've had some. The chicken you made the other night, the seasoning on that.
Yeah, but that was just like...
That was good. Yeah, but sometimes the simplest combinations...
It was like curry mix and,
Oh, yeah, but
coriander.
But it's good, though. It's good.
Mixed with yogurt and,
It's good. Shell says, to be fair, I was quite enjoying the high-end fashion talk. So was I right about Tom Ford and Alexander McQueen? Let me know. I probably wasn't, but, just... And Cells of the Unexpected. Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate it, Peter. Now I'm seeing Z prancing down the catwalk. Not a pretty sight. Tracy says any brand of pea stained jeans is high-end. that came out really easily, so I'm not sure if it was pea. Can we put that out there? Can we put that out there?
Man, the stain was yellow, hon.
It was it could have been turmeric, couldn't it? Could have been turmeric, but
I'm not so sure.
could have been turmeric. Oh gosh, I saw shite on the internet too. So tea cakes. I've just done chicken with the new Oxo Cajun chicken rub. It was beast.
Oh.
Cajun is good,
Yeah.
Lex. Cajun, I will give you. Cajun can have that. Yeah, you know, that's what you want. If you could go to a restaurant and say, "Can you give me chicken with a bit of and if they knew what that meant,
For them to then know
they'd
what
be like,
that means.
I got this.
you.
Imagine, see, that is what you want. See?
Yeah.
Imagine this is where Elon Musk's neural link could be really good because it could
Yeah.
translate what I mean when I'm thinking. Because I know what I'm thinking, but do you? Okay. Shazad says my laptop has Bang & Olufsen. Is that high end? Shazad, Bang & Olufsen's like a fancy name brand, but it's not like that's like, you know, like people bought Lover TVs and things. B&O is not. B&O is like just, it's very nicely designed, but it's not like high end, right? It's not high end. No, it's not high end. Is the answer. B&O is not high end. Okay, I've got a broken Beomaster 901. Is that high end? No, Lee. Beomaster B&O is just not high end. What brands are high end? Brands like Pathos, okay? Like Pathos is a really good high-end brand. There was Cord Electronics. They were a high-end brand. Cyrus makes good stuff. Cyrus makes clean, there's some really good brands out there, and there's gonna be an element of snake oil involved in all this because we're talking about crazy stuff. Have you guys ever heard of cables by a company called, what are they called again? They're called like let me find out for you. Let's have a look. There's a company. That's it. Have you guys ever heard of Nordost? Have you guys ever heard of the company called Nordost? They make RCA cables, power cables, things like that. Let me give you an example. Like there's like a whole other world. You can't spit on my Pathos. Pathos is beautiful. Like Pathos makes the most exquisite hi-fi. They had a CD player called the Endorphin. It just looks so cool, and they had this really amazing stereo amps. They were like hybrid amps, which is amazing. Check this out. Let me show you this Nordost. Let me show you Nordost. All right, check this out. So this is a mains cable. This is an IEC mains cable, right? So you know, this is like a kettle plug, right? So this is literally the kind of power lead you connect to your PC, right? Now, this brand, if you ever come across it, you probably won't. Have a look at this. 2-meter mains cable, used, excellent condition. Currently, it's at nearly 100 quid on auction, okay? Cheltenham Hi-Fi here, he's got his together. He's selling a power cable for 100 quid and going up because that's still got a day and 23 hours left. Nordost, isn't that amazing, right? Look at this. This is a pair of RCA cables. You know the red and white cables that we all think are like 99p and stuff? Look at how much he's starting these for. I don't know if you'll get that much, but let's go to some solds. This is just a glimpse. And these guys, by the way, there's people worse than this, like more expensive. €350 for an audio Ethernet cable. Look at that. You won't find many solds on eBay because obviously it's very niche. €329 for a 1.2 meter mains cable, 102 quid for another mains cable. But you're not going to find loads of Nordost on here, but it's just, this is high. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, should I stop now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. It's beyond my pet. I was exposed to this stuff. I can only dream, you know. I can only one day I will have one. One day I will have one.
You know about this stuff. I'm gonna you used to
Krell. So. That's another brand. Krell just came to my mind. My dream is one day, right? I will have 5 Krell monoblock power amps, like powering 5 separate speakers. Like each speaker will have its own amp. You know, Krell, amazing company. But that would you'd need to have like you'd need real money, you know, like proper money. You know, this isn't for clowns like us, is it, hon? Mm-hmm. Not now. But one day.
Okay.
Yeah, just saying. But do you get an idea though? Okay. Anyway. Let me just see. He'd been on the apple juice. What? Did someone say Krillin's live Sunday? If he is, that would be great. Proper high-end stuff is names that us poor folk would never have heard of. Very true, Lex. I don't think anyone knows what you're thinking, Z. And if they did, I'd be very worried for them. Chris, yes, but it won't be normal. Krillin talking about eBay. Oh, he's talking about eBay. That's not Krillin. Tommy, you need to sort Krillin out, man. Krillin. I don't want to hear that. I might go in. Where is this chat? We need to go in there and just say to him, I want to hear about your eBay. I want to hear about how you order chicken. That's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about your mother. How's your mother?
Yeah.
My mother. I spit on your pathos. To be honest, I used to love Topshop. Nothing wrong with that. No technology can descramble what the fuck Zaheer is saying. I fell asleep last time we had cable talk. He's just making up words. Nordost. Yeah, he was some kind of Viking god, I guess. Pathos is like the George at Asda version of Hi-Fi. Probably. Words over here, come talk about fashion again. Almost as crazy as GameCube component cables. Yeah, this is supposed to be good. Oh yeah, Chelsea girl. Kudos, Avalon, Vienna Audio, all cray prices. Yep, Nordost, you're so mainstream. Where are they getting this stuff? I've never seen them. You won't see it. You'll only ever find that stuff if you buy a hi-fi from someone. Like if you go to if you join AV forums, like they have got a classified section. If you're a part of some audiovisual forums, you can get people buy and sell hi-fi, but don't expect to get masses. Like sometimes you can get some really good deals, but this kind of stuff you're only going to come across when you buy from people directly. I think you're not likely. You might see Arkham. You'll see Arkham at a car boot. I think I've seen Arkham at a car boot. I think I've seen Cyrus at a car boot. They're good, but very rarely.
But you're gonna people that have this stuff are gonna know exactly what they've got and what it's worth as well. So it's not gonna be something that
it's different.
Cheap.
Exactly. Audiophile level cables and equipment is silly money. It's a different world. Audiophile stuff is, your money really has to fall to buy that. Tommy, my money would have folded into itself seeing those prices. It would just fold and become a black hole. Diana V2 premium luxury headphones by Abyss, says Shazad. There's a Krell amp on eBay for over 3K. That's pretty cheap for a Krell amp. Krell amps are normally quite expensive. There's other ones as well. Meridian stuff, the old Tag McLaren stuff still has value. Is Blaupunkt good makes, he says, nice life. Isn't that like the car stereo brand? And we must see Krillin in the jaws. When my numbers come up tonight, I'll buy some of these Krell amps and speakers and attach them to a Sony stereo just to annoy Z. Talk to us about the PC specs running your enterprise. I hope that i9 is still working hard for you. The i9 is actually doing this. Ryan, I actually picked up a really old I picked up a HP server for like nothing. I got it like for a really good price, like nothing almost. It's like it's an old Xeon, but I think it's from an older generation. I think it's like, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Sandy Bridge generation. It's got like loads of RAM in it. It's pretty cool anyway. But yeah, the i9 is still going. My money folds, says LAG. Is there a fans only for people who into these lead things? Shell, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. People do love to share their setups.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Lex says, I wipe my bum with Krell. Wow. Lex, you know, that's fair enough, Lex. That's, you know, some people probably would. They'd be like, I spit on your Krell, you know. It's but I was just making a point that there's so much. If there's anything to learn from this rant, what would you say? Like, if there's something to learn.
I'm learning not to let you have a rant.
That's not really helpful. I was going to say...
I don't know, what's your point here?
I was trying to give some value here.
Yeah.
I would say, right, if there's a point to this, it's just to show how much there is out there. Like, just when you think you know, you don't really know, you know? That's it.
Oh, okay.
You know? There's so much. Think about it.
Yeah, I kind of thought...
Because, like, you know, like... some people would never have heard of those brands. Some people would spit on even those brands, probably.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Darko Audio is good YouTube channel for hi-fi and music stuff, says Rich Lepic. Fix It for Reselling says, think I'll just stick with the £1 kettle into the car boot. Does the job. It does the job, but how clean is the power coming to your toroidal power supply is what the high-end hi-fi people, the snake oil salesman will tell you, you know? That's what it's all about. But yeah, like Tesco Value. I like Tesco Value. Bex bringing Z back to reality.
I don't think I could ever do that, to be quite honest. I just let him have his, like, rant and just let you go. I'm like, he'll stop in a bit.
Well, I do apologise to everyone that had to endure that rant. I don't know where it comes from. I think I've just...
Well, you kind of...
The more
for a long time...
There you go. Uncle Albert says it there. The more you learn, the more you discover you don't know. What were you going to say?
Yeah.
You were going to say something nice.
Well, you kind of...
I lived that.
Enjoyed selling it
Loved
for like so many years.
And I'm into it.
And you, yeah, and you do enjoy it yourself.
It's one of my hobbies. It's one of my hobbies that I've had to put on the back burner because, you know, can't afford it. By the way, after all that, I've got a crappy Sony AV amp.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Our speakers are crappy, Kef.
Yeah, I was going to say the speakers
Kef eggs.
are
Yeah. Kef. I mean, if someone says to you, "Oh, I've got a Kef egg system," Kef do make good speakers. We had a pair of Kef speakers that were 70 grand. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure. You know, Guilty Feet Have Got No Rhythm bought a pair. You know, Guilty Feet. You know, rest in peace. You know.
I just want to see if you can come up with his name.
You know his name. Wham guy.
I do.
Wham guy.
I know his name.
You know the Wham. What are you covering chat for? He bought a pair. Like he came.
Yeah.
Like, there were 70 grand for the pair. They were called Kef Muons. They were like about 7 or 8 feet tall, and they were a solid block. They were a solid block of aluminium, like the case, the speaker, the speaker case was literally solid. Yeah. Remember that shiny mirror finish? They were beautiful. 70 grand for a pair of Kef Muons. We had them for like ages. Yeah. But I think he bought them.
Got his name yet?
Oh God. Richard something. I can't remember. I can't remember his name. Oh God, what's his name? Guilty. You know, and then he did that song with dun, 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 dun. You know, Mary J. Blige. You know, he was doing all that. Like, there's loads of him. They're all clicking away their fingers. He's amazing. Mm-hmm. And he did. I got to have faith, isn't it? He did Faith, didn't he? George Michael. And on that note. Oh, Kef speakers. Yeah, I use them as planters in the garden.
Zaheer is like so terrible with names.
Anyway,
it's so funny.
Moron.
I have to tease you. I have to let you.
Yeah.
I always like playing the guessing game because he's never close.
Yeah.
Or you're just well, no, you're never close. I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You're never close. Anyway, we're gonna go.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks
We
for joining us
appreciate it.
tonight.
Thanks for putting up with it. And see you guys in the next one if you still want to be here.
Bye bye.